Let's talk about this game, or more specifically, the first expansion pass, the Isle of Armor. The Isle of Armor basically has you going around this new wild area. You know how there was wild areas in the first two sections of the game? You go through this wild area, and you have to go through these challenges so that at the end you could climb a tower with this little Pokemon called Kubfu, and then with Kubfu, you eventually evolve it into Urshifu, the evolved form which you see on the case. And that's about it. I mean, there's new Pokemon, like 200 new Pokemon to get or whatever, but I mean, for an expansion pass, if that costs $15, it's pretty weak, honestly. Unless you're one of those that you really like to catch all the Pokemon and do all the competitive and whatever. But I think, personally, it's not that great for what you're paying for it. And as of the time of this video, even digitally, this expansion pass is going to cost you $30. You can't buy them separately. You can only buy them together, like this, or with the Crown Tundra as well. And don't even get me started if you're a physical collector like me. These games cost an arm and a leg if you want them physically. I'm talking, this game retailed for $90. Now, if you want to find this, it's going to be on the short end of like the stick, the cost-wise. It's going to be about $120, and that's without the case, without all the little extra code that comes in it. Used. If we're talking you want a complete in box or new or whatever, it's going to be like $200. Now, I got lucky and I found this at a GameStop for like $65, so I feel blessed in that manner, but goddamn, just get it digitally if you can. Now, between running away from Sharpedos, raising this new Pokemon that you have, and finding 150 Digletts, there's not much else to do, really. I feel like, honestly, this would have been better as, you know, a free update. You know how Nintendo likes to do for stuff like Splatoon or whatever? Because if you look back at the Gen 2 through 5 games, they had so much content. I'm talking like Gen 2, they had, you know, an entire extra region to explore. It wasn't the best, but there was still tons of extra stuff to do for free, just included. And this game, Sword and Shield, didn't really have a post-game, so I felt like they wanted to do this DLC. It almost feels like they just held it back so that they could charge more for it later on, which is unfortunate. Because what's here is pretty solid, but I feel like it should have just been included in the game or a free DLC later on. Having to pay $15 to $30 for these expansions is just, in my opinion, not really worth it. Like I said, I got lucky with the price that I paid for this game. I had no intention to play this DLC, actually, but I found it at a GameStop, and I was like, you know what? Yeah, sure. I'll give it a shot. Like, for fuck's sake, Fire Red and Leaf Green had the Sevi Islands. There was the Battle Tower Frontier in, like, you know, Diamond, Pearl, Platinum, Heart, Gold, Soul, Silver. And this has, like, a Battle Tower, but whatever. It kind of sucks. Anyway, 5 out of 10, but 8 if it was free.